Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. To the air right away is May. This one complete to Coates. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
He'll buy some time right. He's going to look deep for Edelman. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. On the ground, it's the rookie from Wisconsin. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Brissett. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Here's Brissett. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Chris Olave, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves.
There he goes left side.
big strides. Look at him go. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Now Allen. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Devontae Smith now from his end zone. And good coverage defensively. They wouldn't let him get ahead of steam going, and he'll be brought down at the 15.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league. Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Now inside the 25, Chris Olave.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Chris Olave.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
They go play action now. May. That one out wide and intercepted.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The rookie was trying to push him downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to... Go get the football.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
So certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
Now on third and forever, he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for it. Brissett now.
He lets it go deep for Olave. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Steelers are going to have it here just past the 25.
They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Off the play fake. Here's May. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
So here's a 3rd and 14. May now off the bootleg.
Brought in by Coates. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Now 2nd and 3.
Here's Brissett.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Steelers are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Butker now to add the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and it passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. On 1st and 10, it's May. Steps away. He gets away from one. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. On play action, May. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
A third quarter now, at a one-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's May.
Rolling to his left.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
Here's Allen. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll run with Allen.
And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
We have played 3 quarters.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. The give to the fullback on the dive. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. They need their best drive of the game right here. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. 23 yards the pickup there. The first down throw for Brissett. Flushed out right. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. To throw, Brissett. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. A second down throw for Brissett. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Brissett to throw on first. Right back to Njoku. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing. Brissett. Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
To throw is Brissett. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Now Brissett.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. And that makes him now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut.
There he goes, right side.
Look at the big man rumble.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. 56 yards.
And the Steelers use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, Don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead, and that's what he did.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. This is 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Here comes 2nd down. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Well, the noise got to be an issue now offensively. Here's 3rd and 6.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
We're set.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
And if it wasn't over before, it is now. Looking for that one final 1st down. They got it and then some. And if they play things right from here on out, that should just about assure them a victory.
Allen.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. But how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here's 1st and 10.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Oh, wide open, complete. And he is in for the touchdown with no time remaining. And Charles, we're a 2-point conversion away from overtime.
And that won't be easy. Well, there's no doubt that this crowd has absolutely been rocked by what they just saw. But guess what? There's still 2-point conversion to deal with. Still a little drama left.
No time on the clock. Are we going to overtime, or does it end right here? They're going to try and run for it. And he is in. The play works, and we are headed to overtime. And we have free football. Overtime, here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
So it's the Steelers who will have the first chance to go down and score here in overtime as we are back underway. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They'll throw on first down with May. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Now a carry for Allen. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run, and that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here on first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up, but in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
Second down, May.
That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Allen, and he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. Decision time now on 4th and about 1.5 yards.
I can still hear my high school coach, John Ford, right now. I want my #1 play with my #1 runner over my #1 blocker. Get me the first down. But some may very well say, punt this thing away, pin them down deep, and play field position.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. On the give, this is their fullback. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Now a first throw here in overtime. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
Now Brissett. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Brissett going to move him around here. Swift going to try up the middle.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily.
No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he brings it back to the house. It's a touchdown, and in a crazy inning, a defensive score wins it.
So it's a win here for the Steelers, and it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from